I got all caught up in your tweets, and I'm going, oh my God, I'm about out of the break. I got to get you on the phone. Anyway, happy Thursday. How you doing?
I'm doing great, Mac. Happy New Year and happy Thursday and everything to you.
You too. You too. Well, we want to talk about Tav. I'll talk about your team first. How you guys doing? How's everything going at Fishburne?
Well, we're doing well. Again, we had our little lull, had a couple of setbacks, but pretty much we're 14-4 now, and had a win last night. It was a big win because it was our first game without Tevin, and team really responded. Cortell Busby did a great job filling in for Tevin, and so we're looking forward to seeing what happens. Life without Tevin Jones.
Yeah. Well, but you, of course, you're all about your kids. I know win losses, W's and L's don't mean that much as far as your kids. I know how you coach. Yep. This was a great decision by Tevin to enroll at UVA, wasn't it?
Oh, I thought it was fantastic. I really, again, especially for those listeners out there to your show, it was a win-win for everyone. Really, somebody like Tony Bennett, that's not hard to do that for him. I mean, he's somebody I really, really like. I really like him. He is a great person. And so, Tevin, I've had that happen to me as a coach. We got in the right state and we didn't have any players.
Yeah.
So we had 9 guys. We were trying to practice and you're trying to win. And right now they're in the thick of things. So, just kind of, I brainstormed it. I looked at it. I said, but I think Tevin could enroll now. Let me think about it. I sat on it for a couple of days, called Richie McKay. We talked. He said, let me talk to TB. And then I talked to Tevin, and Tevin's deal was, well, Coach, I think I can help them this year in terms of practicing, scout team, just try to, help guys out in practice and get better and help them win the ACC. And he thought he could contribute that way. So I said, okay, let's sit on it and let's see what happens. So a couple of days went by. They did the research UVA did. And Brad Sousa called me up and said, let's get the paperwork rolling. And that's what happened. So, it was really one of those things, people out there have to know. Tevin gave up playing, the rest of the season.
Sure.
About 18 games left.
Wow.
But I think it was more important to me. You get a lot more out of practice than the games. It's like I quoted in the paper. And you know this, Mac, you've covered basketball and sports a long time. The games are nothing more than the exam. Practice is your homework, your study table, all the things you can do to try to prepare for the exam and get it corrected without really paying a price. So, it's important that UVA has guys for practice to prepare. And then at the same time, if Tevin's running a scout team, I've seen this happen where you got some players running a scout team and they might have a little animosity, feeling like, well, why am I on the scout team rather than with the main group?
Yeah, exactly.
So Tevin doesn't have to worry about that.
Exactly.
He knows he's not playing this year. So being on the scout team, those are his games all year. Those are the things he has to prepare for. So I think it's a win-win. And really, this is what, Mac, you know me now for a couple of years. That's what our program stands for, our school. That's what I stand for, is just to help young people. So it would be selfish of us to really deny him that opportunity, and really selfish of us not to try to help out a university that we root for, 20 minutes away.
Well, exactly.
Really, Tony Bennett.
Exactly.
Yeah, so every coach, I can't say I would think about this for every coach, but for Tony Bennett, that wasn't even a hard, that wasn't a hard decision for me, because the University of Virginia got one heck of a coach, because he really, really, when you talk to him away from basketball, this guy he never wavers, never changes. Really, he's just, I like him. I just really like him. Man. Yeah. If I get a 7-foot, All-American up in here. I mean, UVA's getting first dibs. I mean, I really like it.
That's a good thing. Ed Huckaby, our guest, U.S. Navy Hotline, is the head coach of post-grad basketball at Fishburne Military School. And, you know, getting a kid in Virginia in January is like finding a parking space at Barracks Road. You know, it just doesn't happen, you know, very often.
Right.
So I can't imagine when I hear you talk about paperwork and everything, and I know it was your suggestion you make the phone call, but I can't imagine the amount of time spent for you to try to get Tev in January.
Well, what happened too, you know, again, I relied on my college coaching experience when our guys signed their national letters of intent. One thing we had the schools do is send the admissions application and all that paperwork with the national letter of intent.
Oh, okay.
So once they send the NLI, we get all the application paperwork filled out. Now you got to remember, Tevin was a 3.76 student out of high school, so his official transcript was great. He was already a qualifier. So UVA had all that already. So his was not going to be that hard to process. The only thing we had to get was his transcript here from Fishburne, which he's taking his college courses, so he ended up getting a B in the U.S. history and a B in English. So he's going in with a 3.0 and 6 credit hours.
See, that's terrific. Yeah.
Go ahead, I'm sorry.
No. I'm just saying that's terrific.
Yeah, that was, you know, it wasn't hard. You know, I'm probably sure Mr. Littlepage and the administration looked at it, hey, this is a kid that academically he fits what UVA is looking for, that student athlete. And, you know, and coming out of the military school, you know, he was an officer in the Corps here, and he had done a fantastic job being a leader. And our superintendent, Colonel Roy Zinzer, could not have been happier. He was just really excited because he felt like, you know what, this is a great opportunity for him to get to UVA, and, you know, he wanted to let the people out in the UVA community. Fishburne's a big supporter of UVA, and we really appreciate the relationship that we have with you guys.
Well, and he gets one of the best seats in the house. I mean, you know.
Yeah. Well, you know what, and hopefully, like I talked to Tevin when he checked out yesterday. He and I talked about an hour, and I said the good thing about this, be sure you study your craft. And it was good that I saw him quote me actually in the paper when he interviewed that I'm big on that. I tell the guys, whatever your craft is, like Mac, you run a great show, but you study your craft.
Yeah,
Don't show up and do it. You know how you get some young guys want to get in a profession or something. They, oh, yeah, this is easy, I can do it. Well, if you don't study your craft, no matter what your endeavor is, you really don't think at it. You're not going to be very good. So he's going to study it in terms of, yeah, he's at the game, but there are different things he's going to look at, because I said you can learn a lot from John Tell Evans. You know, I've coached John Tell as well, but Tony and those guys have really brought him a long way. And, you know, again, he can learn a lot. So
yeah.
I don't want to ramble on about it, but I just
it's great stuff.
It wasn't a hard decision.
No, it's great stuff. It's a good, you know, it's a great story. And as I said, Ed, I'm a big fan of yours too. But it speaks, you know, of the program of what you do and how you protect the kids and why families, you know, they want their kids to, you know, to be a part of Fishburne and be a part of your program. But the best thing for Tev now, he doesn't have to eat breakfast at 5:30 and stand at attention at 6 a.m.
I appreciate that. Well, it's like when I was in studio with you, Tony. Remember, I said, people have to learn to be unselfish. The only thing that you do by yourself is die.
That's exactly right. You know what's funny? I heard Mike Krzyzewski say that same thing. You know, he did that big town hall thing with Mad Dog, Christopher Russo. He said the same, and Mike Krzyzewski said the same thing. Never be afraid to depend on somebody. You know,
exactly.
Which is a great quote. It's on the quote board. Well, look, have a good run. We'll talk to you in a couple of weeks. And so you say you have 18 games left, huh?
Yeah, I think now 17. So we've got those left, and we're looking forward. We have a big game in Hampton, actually, on Saturday. Boo Williams, an AAU guy, big AAU guy, is going to they got an event on, so we've got a team from North Carolina. We play Saturday at 1 o'clock. Hopefully those who support Fishburne can be there, and I look forward to us performing well. And the guys are, you know, we're ready, man. I told him last night, hey, I didn't bring up Tevin's name one time.
Good for you.
This is a great, it's a great opportunity we had taken advantage of tonight. We hadn't played in 30 days, so we got the rust off, and I'm really just happy for them, happy for the program. So I really appreciate it.
All right. Well, keep winning. We'll talk to you in a few weeks. And Ed, thanks for your time this morning, coming off your game last night. I really appreciate it. Great to get your text. And I now own a share of the Packers, so I've got to just tell you, I got to root for Green Bay this weekend. So I'm sorry. I got to share a stock.
I told my guys, we're coming.
It's in your tweet. I saw it. So, Ed, have a good couple of days. We'll talk to you soon, bud.
I appreciate it. Thanks, man.
All right. He is Ed Huckaby from Fishburne Military School. That's terrific stuff. Yeah, Tevin Jones enrolling early at the University of Virginia. So. This is Sports Radio 1400 live in the Pepsi-Cola studios. Short segment coming up because I went long. Coach Mike Krzyzewski, some good things to say about Tony Bennett. We'll have that next.